here working on a Honda 4Trax 300, and while we're replacing the old shocks with these Bronco shocks, we're going to install this 2-inch lift kit that we actually supply, stainless steel brackets. We're not going to have to weld anything on. This is going to be a really easy install, so let's just get her done. I'm going to show you what we got to do. We're kind of lucky because, you know, we've been working on this machine and everything's off it, but you really don't need to take a whole lot off to change your shocks and install these lift brackets. I'll just take this off, move back here, take that off. Helps us when everything's off the bike too, to actually show you what it is that we need to do to get at everything. Just do this to help you out. I can't wait to see what this machine is going to look like with new shocks and a lift kit on it. We started pre-loosening these already. You're going to want to undo this bracket here and just move it out of the way so you can get your ratchet on that. See, can I do it? Plastic kind of grommety deal on here. You got to remove that. Get right out of there. I just use that fancy little tool, but you can do it with a screwdriver. And then this bracket needs to go on with a bit of a spacer. Sometimes, see this space there? Sometimes these mounts get a little whacked in. So I just come in here, just do one of those. Those, and I place that to where it's got to go. Then this little bolt goes up through that grommet hole, big fender washer on it, and then this little bolt. And we're going to kind of leave this on loose until we get the other one in there with the spacer. I'm suspecting that this whole install will take about 10 minutes. You need a 13, a 12, a 9/16, a 14 mil, and a combination of wrenches and sockets at the same time should work out well for you. For this upper bolt that goes through the mount, you have to use your original factory one. Just tap that in there. Rubber mallet comes in handy. That up. One of those. Now that we've got our lift kit on, we can install these new shocks. And this just requires a bit of a spacer. So now we have to install these washers, these 10 mil washers between here. Shocks are going to make a lot of difference. One thing I've done that I do is, I'll show you here. Come here and check this out. You'll try to push up on this arm. Oh, you know what? That one fits. Nice. That's even better, eh? Put that in here. Okay, we just push up in the arm a little bit. I got it. Thank you. Now, if you have problems getting this bottom bolt in, like we did on this side, because this armor is pretty badly tweaked, we need a new one. You can just take a like a little punch and just put it inside the bolt hole and just shimmy the shock up to where you need to get it, and then just pound your bolt in. If you want to know how to tear into this bike to get to this point, just check out my other videos. We do a pretty thorough teardown of this. That's nice. Nice new shocks. These other ones, I'm pretty sure these are the original Hondas. Pretty blown out. I don't think that there's any oil left in these at all. And there is a bit of a preload adjustment too. You know, if you're gonna load up the front of your bike or you've got a heavy plow on it, you can crank up the preload on it. All right, let's move to the back. We just installed this Honda bolt in the bottom here, and I couldn't see because I was at this side. But when I went around, I looked and I saw that this nut wasn't quite all the way on there. So use a supplied bolt in the bottom bracket as well, because you use your long one up over here. There's a long and a short on this bike. Now we've got to remove this old shock and mount that lower part of the kit. I'm just lifting up on the back of the hitch here. Bam. Yeah, I'd say that's probably, it does a lot of bouncing on the trails, so it's not any good anymore. For this bracket kit, you know, you don't need to take the top off if you're only installing this bracket, of course. There's a bolt that's supplied that goes up through the bottom of this trailer hitch assembly. It's a 17 mil. It's not on all the way. On the instructions, it tells you to shave about 1/8 of an inch off this little bushing here, just to make it fit that bracket, because the bracket fits inside the bracket, so it's got to be a little smaller. Make sure you wear your safety goggles. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pin that down. Let's see how that works. Go in there? Oh yeah. Perfect. Now we get to install this nice new shock. I'll just stick it in kind of loose for now. I suppose it might be easier with somebody here to hold this. I've got to install. There you go. Nice. Before I put that on, I'll tighten that bottom one. Well, let's put those tires back on and see how she looks. It's gonna be nice. Now it's looking like a real monster. 2 inches of solid height on there. Nice new shocks. I gotta thank Bronco and Gamma for helping us out with this whole build. You can get all these parts from us if you want to support us. 1-800-667-1175 or www.powermods.com. Make sure you check us out on social media. Give us a big old thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Hit that little notifications bell because for some reason YouTube is turning those off. Very, very nice. Look at that. Look at that. Now she's looking pretty trick. All right, let's get into that motor. Put the gear reduction on.